Choosing the right stocks at the right time is the name of the game. Today, we are presenting 5 sectors that should grab your attention. Let's dive in. Welcome back, guys. I wanted to talk about sectors investors should be keeping their eye on this quarter and into 2024. Feels weird to be saying 2024 already, but it's coming. And I understand time in the market is more important than timing the market, but economic climate is presenting opportunities that we need to be taking a look at. Thomas, why don't you start us off? I think this one might surprise some people. What do you have for us?
Yeah, I think the hottest sector for the next few quarters is going to be the communications sector, the XLC. This sector is led by Meta and Google, who account for about 40% of the holdings. So this might actually be more of a stock by stock play, but the sector should also do well. The chart looks pretty good. They're being driven by improving metrics for both users and ads, widening margins, and all is being enhanced by AI. So this is also an AI play.
Yeah, I think, Thomas, you're underselling that chart a little bit. I mean, holy smokes, look at the one-year chart on this thing. It's fabulous. And what I really like about this sector is that you're getting a little streaming coverage in here too, and that's corresponding really well with the fact that the writer's strike just ended. So there should be some new content coming on here pretty soon. I love this pick.
Yeah, right.
Chris.
Sorry, and with that chart, the chart does look pretty fantastic. I didn't want to blow it up too much. It looks like a pretty solid reversal that's being confirmed. So this sector could move significantly higher over the next quarter or two.
Right.
All right, Chris, no pressure, but do you have a sector that can top that? Just kidding. We're not fighting it out here, but I could have guessed that you would be on top of the consumer staples sector.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's probably not as flashy as the communication sector right now, but the consumer staples is a great sector for investors to be looking at for the last quarter of 2023 into 2024. This is a sector where the companies tend to perform well, even when inflation's going higher. We've told the story a number of times. These companies sell products that consumers have to have, no matter how high the prices get. And many of the companies in this sector show pricing power, so they're able to pass on their higher producer costs, although there is some evidence that that might be slowing down a little bit. What I love about this fund, some of the top names here, we're talking about Procter & Gamble, we're talking about PepsiCo, we're talking about Costco, all of these names we've talked about on the channel before. This is just a ETF that just sets up so well for this sector.
Thomas, what are your thoughts on that sector? Do you have any comments on that?
Well, I think you both know that I love consumer staples. It's one of my favorite sectors. There's a lot of great value and a great yield. I think it's a great choice. Right now, the entire sector is down compared to last year, and some of the names like Pepsi have thrown death crosses. I saw a guy mention that this week. I think that's a buying opportunity. What I see in consumer staples right now is a generational opportunity to buy value and yield.
All right, Thomas, why don't you tell us a little bit about the discretionary sector? Honestly, that surprises me a little bit, but why don't you tell us why this is on the list for top 5?
Right. Discretionary spending is definitely going to take a hit over the next year. And this sector is going to be kind of a stock by stock play, the same way as the communications sector. The top 2 holdings are Amazon and Tesla. They make up 50% of the sector. They both have solid demand as far as discretionary spending goes, but they're also supported by things like the cloud, digitization, AI, and when it comes to Tesla, there's the Elon Musk factor. Those 2 stocks will definitely rise over the next couple of quarters, and I think that they'll help lead the sector higher as well.
Yeah, I think that this is a really smart way to capture the play on AI and other tech trends, as Thomas mentioned, the cloud. The chart shows the XLY is getting pretty close to its 200-day moving average, and that could be a really nice buying opportunity.
For sure. All right, so obviously we do a little bit of pre-show discussion to get ready for these videos. And when you said you wanted to discuss this next sector, Chris, honestly, I was a little bit surprised, which maybe it's not surprising that I was surprised, a little bit of a tongue twister there for you, because I'm learning along with the viewers here that may not have as much experience in the market. So this is a safe space to ask questions down below in the comments. But all of that to say, Chris, I think your next sector is not only surprising to me, but I think it's going to be surprising to a lot of other people as well. So why don't you tell us about it?
Sure, it's a little bit of a wild card here. I'll grant that. The ETF is BETZ. It's the Round Hill Sports Betting and Gaming ETF. The fund's up about 10% in 2023, and it's up about 21% in the last 12 months. Now, here's the thing. Sports betting is becoming huge business in this country for anybody that really doesn't know that. Just in 2023, there's been $59 billion has gone into sports betting. That's more than all of 2020. And it's already pretty close to what 2021 was, which I think came out about 83 million for the entire year. Only about 31 states have made sports betting legal. I don't think the number stays there because states are figuring out, well, not really figuring out, but states understand that this is a great way for them to generate tax revenue, much like the lottery and other things. This is just a sector that I just think continues to expand. Obviously, for some investors, this is going to be a no-go for some other reasons. But I think if you're interested in a sector that could do very well, especially in this fourth quarter when we're in football season right now, this is one to look at very closely.
Thomas, what do you think about all this sports betting and the industry?
Yeah, I think that everything that Chris said is pretty spot on. I mean, it is difficult for some people to invest in betting because you're betting on investing in sin. It's like cannabis or tobacco. You don't want to invest in sin necessarily, but it is like a cash-rich, cash-producing industry. The chart of the BETZ looks a little sketchy to me, but it is retreating down to a potential buy point. Within the holdings, though, the two of the top three are DraftKings and Penn Entertainment, which are among my favorites in the sector. I think those two are great picks. BETZ could end up being a good pick as well.
Yeah. All right, so maybe we should have led with this one because, of course, it's a hot topic. Oil. We've been talking about oil prices most of the summer right here on this channel, and we have written several articles about many of the related stocks on MarketBeat. Links down below, of course, so you guys can check those out. But Thomas, besides Dawn, I don't know anyone that follows oil as closely as you do. So where are we headed?
Well, oil prices are going up. Russia and OPEC and Saudi Arabia have tilted the supply balance firmly in favor of higher prices. They're cutting back on their production, even as the Western producers are increasing production, and they're keeping global supply below demand. We're seeing deficits build, and that's leading oil prices higher. What that means for the energy companies is higher realized prices for their product. The Western companies are pumping more than ever, so they're going to have a double boost from revenue growth as far as volume and higher prices. I think we're looking at another year of record windfall prices, share repurchases and dividend increases. So XLE is going higher. I think it's going to go a lot higher.
Chris, what do you think about the sector?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we've been talking about energy for several months now. And now that energy spike price is upon us. It's right now. I can't disagree with anything that Thomas just said. Unfortunately, right now, the current administration's policy priorities make the United States energy dependent instead of energy independent. That's terrible for the consumer, but it's good news if you own energy stocks right now.
All right, well, there you have it. We just explored 5 sectors that should be on your radar, and these sectors offer a diverse range of investment opportunities. There's tech giants, essential consumer goods, and even some wild cards. Thanks for that one, Chris. But remember that investing is all about seizing opportunities at the right time, and each of these sectors are going to bring you unique potential to the table. So whether you're looking for stability, growth, a little bit of both, there is something for everyone here. Thank you guys for joining us. Happy investing. Thanks, guys.